वेलकम टू सरस्वती गुरुकुल। आज हम लोग केवाईपी नंबर 1230 का सोल्यूशन कराने जा रहे हैं। ठीक है, जो हमारा फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, सेलेक्ट द मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट ऑप्शन टू फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स। द सॉफ्ट माइंडेड इंडिविजुअल, और ठीक है, टू एम्ब्रेस ऑल द काइंड ऑफ सुपरस्टिशन। ठीक है, इंडिविजुअल आर टू, क्या हो जाएगा, प्रोन टू। सॉफ्ट माइंडेड इंडिविजुअल आर प्रोन टू एम्ब्रेस ऑल द काइंड ऑफ सुपरस्टिशंस। Select the most appropriate option to fill in the blanks. He is a person of the sound character and amiable amiable disposition. The following sentences has been split into four segments. Identify the segment that contain a grammatical error. Whenever they go, Indian easily adopt to local circumstances. Whenever they go, Indian easily adopt themselves. Adopt अपने बाद क्या लेगा, reflexive pronoun. ठीक. The following sentences has been split into four segments. Identify the segment that contain a grammatical error. Because of the emergency help that the patient received, he would have died. Because of the, na, but of, but for. रेबल, रेबल का मतलब क्या होता है, क्राउड, क्या हो जाएगा, मॉब। रिलिंक्विश का मतलब क्या होता है, लीव, छोड़ना, लेफ्ट, क्या हो जाएगा, पोसेस। एंटोनिम्स पूछ रहा है। The following sentences has been split into four segments. Identify the segment that contain a grammatical error. According to the Bible, it is meek and humble who shall inherit the earth. According to the Bible, it is meek and humble. It is the meek. It is the meek and humble. Article द आ जाएगा. The meek and humble. Sentences of a paragraph are given below in the jumble order. Arrange the sentence in the correct order to form a meaningful and coherent paragraph. Smoke oozed up between the planks. ठीक है, धुआं निकल रहा है कहाँ से, ब्लैंक से. ठीक. Most of the people board the shock bravely. Passengers were told to ready to quit the ship. The rising gale famed the smoldering fires. Everyone now knew there was a fire on the boat. बोट. ठीक. The rising gale fanned the smuggling fire. Starting कहाँ से होगा, क्यों से. ठीक. ठीक. Flames broke out here and there. यानी क्यू के बाद आ गया एस. ठीक. Flames broke out here and there. Everyone know that there was a fire on the boat. QSRP. QSRP. Select the option that will be improved the underlined part of the given sentence. She did not ask any question to him. She did not ask him any question. Select the most appropriate option that can substitute the underlined words in the given sentence. Having finished the book, it was put away by him. Having finished the book, it was put away by him. Having finished the book, he put it away. गोविंद हैज लेफ्ट हिज कंट्री फॉर गुड. फॉर गुड का मतलब फॉर एवर, हमेशा के लिए. इट इज टाइम टू स्टडी. इट इज टाइम फॉर टू बी स्टडीज. इट इज टाइम फॉर टू इट टू बी स्टडीज. इट इज टाइम इट टू बी स्टडीज. इट इज टाइम फॉर इट टू बी स्टडीज. आई एम हैविंग टू गो. आई एम टू गो. The teacher said, why can't you come to school in time, Celine? The teacher asked Celine. ठीक. why. सब्जेक्ट आना चाहिए. यू क्या है, सेकंड पर्सन प्रोनाउन में, ऑब्जेक्ट के हिसाब से बदलेगा. द टीचर सेड टू मी, या द टीचर सेड टू हर. तो वाई के बाद क्या आ जाना चाहिए, सी. ऑप्शन पहला तो गलत है. ठीक है. कांट है मतलब कुड नॉट आना चाहिए. सी कुड नॉट, ये खत्म. सी कुड नॉट. कम के बाद क्या आ रहा है, टू. कम के बाद यहाँ टू नहीं आ रहा है, ऑप्शन खत्म. ठीक है, ऑप्शन क्या आ जाएगा, बी. In the question below, the sentences have been given in a direct indirect form. I said you are my best friend. I told. I said that. I said you are. यानी you are कहने का मतलब she was my best friend. I said that. Said to है नहीं कि told में बदलेगा. The graduation ceremony is an important, क्या है, right for passage, idiom है. In the question below, the sentences have been given in a direct indirect speech. He said, "You do it on time, don't you?" He said that. You do है ना? You didn't do. No, no. She did it. You object. He said to me. या आई, he said to her, यानी सी या तो आई आ सकता है, ठीक है, क्वेश्चन मार्क है तो इफ आएगा, ठीक. He asked that if I did on time, didn't you? A person who insists on something, क्या आ जाएगा? Stickler. It was a dark, moonless night. They all seems to him to be poor and ordinary, mere of childish words. He turned over the pages, reading passages here and there. He heard them on the floor. The poet took down his book of the poem from his shelves. Some of them contained his earliest writing, which he had almost forgotten. ठीक है. It was a dark moonlight. The poet took down his book of poem from his shelf. He turned over the pages, reading passages here and there. He heard them on the floor. Some of them contain his earliest writing, which he almost forgotten. He heard them on the floor. He heard RQ. The poet took down his book of the poem from his shelves. He heard them on the floor. Some of them contain his earliest writing, which he had almost forgotten. He turned over the pages and reading passages here and there. ठीक है, they all seems to be क्या हो जाएगा? RQ SP. पैसेज पे आ जाते हैं. Read the given passage and answer the question that follow. Israel has been turning the search of water into a science. इसराइल क्या कर रहा है? अपने आप को टर्न कर रहा है किस में? वाटर की खोज में, ठीक है. सो एडवांस, टेक्नोलॉजी का बहुत ज़्यादा एडवांसमेंट हो रहा है और उसका यूज़ कर रहा है. दैट इट सरपासेस even biblical miracles. Its enterprise in making the desert bloom and keeping the tap flowing began in the basement office of Jerusalem. On the eve of the Second World War, Levi Iresco, a young organizer of Jewish settlement in what was then a British Mandata, realized that water and not land was the crucial limiting factor in immigration to Palestine. So, with the five engineer and technician, he formed a fledgling water company called Makrot. Its first job to pipe water from four wells 40 kilometers to a collective farm strained the inexperienced crew to the limit. But the project was done on time, and from there, Scone and his team never looked back. The search for water was initiated by a desire to provide the local basement office with the basic needs to fulfill a British command to cultivate a collective farm to encourage immigration to Palestine. To provide the local basement of officers with the basic needs. Initiated by a desire. Israel has been turning the search of the water into science so advanced that it surpasses even biblical miracle enterprises in the making the desert bloom and keeping the tap flowing begin in the basement of the office of Jerusalem. ठीक. The statement that search of water surpasses even the biblical miracle signifies the success achieved has been by far beyond the human expectation and hope. The success has been achieved with more ease. The accomplishment has been due to super faith. Now, engagement of feat was meant to make miracle less significant. नहीं. The success has been achieved with the more ease and less effort. Na. The success achieved has been far beyond the human expectation and hope. Which of the following is the appropriate interpretation of the statement? Skoll and his team never looked back. After completing their tiresome first project, they never took up another. They left the country once for all, turned back. Nahi. They carried on more and more projects under Rhine and Assimilate. Which of the following best reflect the central idea of the passage? The services of the basement office in Jerusalem, the origin of a success story against its lords, the blooming desert of Israel, the limiting factor in immigration to Palestine. The sentences has been divided into four parts. One part may or may not have a spelling mistake. Find the correct option. Rakesh is a man of amiable disposition and amenable to rule and discipline. Has been divided into four parts. One part may or may not have a spelling mistake. Find the correct options. Rakesh is a man of amiable disposition, ठीक है, and amenable to rule and disciplines. क्या हो जाएगा? Inamenable. The car dealership is offering a big sale this week.